Hi guys, back again. Today we're going to take the headlining out and redo the roof with insulation, and we're going to tongue and groove it with some wood. Before we start videoing, we've already soundproofed, painted, made sure there's no leaks in all of the side panels. I mean, we found out that some of the bolts were missing, so we've replaced those. We actually painted all the headline in black, as you can see, and all of the trim panels. But because we're now doing the roof, all of it's coming back out, and we're going to start doing the installation today. We've already soundproofed as well with the kill mat stuff, which is really good. Yeah, it helps quite a lot. So yeah. We've taken the headlining down. We've left the first section in, so it comes in 3 sections. Left the first one in because we don't want to be putting any extra things above our heads. Tristan's quite close to the roof anyway because he's quite tall, so we've left the first section in so that we can join the back half of the wood to that. We've taken the headlining down and on the back section, and we've seen on this area here we've got a bit of condensation. I don't know if you can see that. So we've got to dry that before we do anything else. We've got some 10-15 mil sticky back foam insulation that we're going to stick on the headline in there. We're going...
This stuff just here.
We're also going to, we were going to cut out the wood and use the windows, but we don't really see the benefit of it anyway. We're going to have spotlights in there, we're going to have a bigger window on one side. So instead of faffing about with it, we're going to get some window tint, get as dark as we can, and then we're going to insulate over the top so that, you know, most of the section of the roof is insulated as much as we can. We're also going to insulate that back panel above your head. We're going to try and see if we can get some speakers either here or here, get them wired in before we get the wood above, so that everything's nice there. We've got some sound in the back. We're going to insulate the floor with the same stuff, stick it on the bottom and across the back there again. And then we've got the, I don't know if you saw in that section there, we've got some really thin, high quality foil bubble. So we're going to use that on top of the 15 mil insulation to keep out the, you know, keep it cool in the summer and nice and warm in the winter, so that'll be nice. Don't know what we're doing in terms of these rear windows yet, these small squares. And then hopefully our plan is to replace one of these windows. So we've got, because they're quite good, reasonable for money. And then we're going to get a gull-wing window for one side, so that when we're in the kitchen or whatever, we can open the window fully on that side. I think that's all we've got so far. Once we've gone to Halfords or wherever, we're going to go and get this window tint and some other bits and bobs. We want to get these sprayed as well. These seat belt A-pillars, because they're the only things we didn't get spray black, so they're the only things left that are grey. So we're going to get those done as well. I think that's pretty much where we're at, isn't it? Is there anything else? So yeah, we'll come back after this.
Right, as you can see, I've finished the front third and the battery ran out, but I just finished off putting the insulation up. You've seen most of it on there, and I'll just put the headboard back up, the head lining, sorry, because we're going to leave this on here like David said in the previous video. And yeah, it's only just the 2 screws on each sun visor. The rear view mirror just pops out, and then there's 3 screws under there. You just pop the lens off the rear of the light, little screwdriver in each side, it pops straight out, and there's 2 8mm spanner pieces on there. And you just whip that off, them 2 nuts, undo it, plug it, unplug it off, and then you can take it out. Obviously you've just got these little push clips that are holding it in, 2 at the sides, each side, and then I've only got those 2 in there for now, holding that up until we've got the wood and stuff in there. The tint has arrived for the rear windows, so we can get that going once I go and get it. As I said, Darby's and once it's finished work we'll put that up and we can do the middle bit, and then that's all ready to go for the wood and putting the wires in for the speakers and things like that. So what I'm going to do now is I've got to take these seatbelt pieces off to paint them black, and I'll probably start putting some sound insulation on the bulkhead. Obviously it's soundproofed there already. I'm going to put some insulation up in the bulkhead as well, just at the footwell bits. Might go across the bottom of the footwells, and then over the just where the seats are on here, put some on there as well. Just try and keep the heat in as much as possible and it cool in the summer. So yeah, I'll get on with that now and bring you along the way as always. Cheers. Right, so I've got the plastic trim bits removed. It's literally just you need your 17 spanner to take the bolt out of here that holds the seat belt on both of them, and these just little push clips that go in there to hold them in. I'd recommend, if you're taking these push clip things off and you want to save them, to get a proper tool, a little hooked plastic tool to pop them out, because they normally break if you don't do that, and it just makes it easier. So I've got some just satin black paint, gonna paint them up now and then get on with some more insulation. I will not video it just because I don't want to get paint on the lens with it misting around in here, so I'll show you once I've got a coat of paint on. Right, I've got a second coat of black on these. They look pretty good, so I'm just going to let those dry, and while I've been letting the first coat dry in between, I'll just nip back outside. I've all the little offcut pieces I had left over, I've gone around the back windows, use those little offcut pieces up, that one and that one, so that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is go around the outside of the windows, but I'm not sure whether to do that yet, because I'm going to replace this window and that one, put the gull wing this side and a new one of those that side, because it's not very good. The felt bits have gone, so I might go around there now, might not though, because it's going to be coming out soon, but I'm not sure. So I've obviously got to go around all the bottom of here and do across the floor and the middle footwell bit as well, and then we are about there then with the insulation and start putting the wood in.
Hi guys, we're just coming back to do the finishing touches of the bumper and the headlining. So we got the bumper all on, but we didn't get it wired up. It got too dark and too late. So I'm going to be wiring up today. I'm going to have a bit of help from my dad, just like feeding through the wires and things, as Tristan's not here. So I'm going to get that hopefully sorted out so that when Tristan gets back it's all finished and that we can use them, which would be cool. You'll have a look at that later. And then I've got the vinyl that came the other day to black out the windows, so I'm going to do that and then finish the headlining with the 50mm thick foam and the foil bubble wrap. So no time to waste, let's get to it. Okay, so we've run into a little bit of a problem. The wiring that comes with the ORE bumpers, RDLs, we've put them in obviously, as I said. The cables are sticking out the sides. We didn't get a chance to wire them in, so started doing it, and there's let me show you. In the box it comes with a wiring loom with a little box attachment to put into your engine bay. So here it is. Have the little box there, the two wires that come out the sides. My dad's left it in a tangle. So these are the two plugs to go into the two lights either side. Little switches on there. but they're about, I wouldn't say they're a metre. So yeah, that's how long they are. And then you've got just this little bit of wire here, which isn't obviously a metre either, to go all the way back to the battery and the lamp. So yeah, positive and negative, or even back to the dash. So what I'm going to do is, when we get the winch, which hopefully will be soon, we obviously have to wire in the winch to the battery anyway, and all of its cables. So I'm going to wait and put the winch in, and then I'm going to wire the winch as well as the RDLs together. So that'll be cool. I can get it all nice and tidy in a nice pipe or something, a bit of tubing, so that it's all protected, it's all nice and safe. You know, don't get any it doesn't get wet so easy and all that sort of stuff. So can't do those today, unfortunately, but I'm going to go inside shortly and hopefully order all the bits I need for the next few jobs. So that'll, which might be on the list. But yeah, next job is to put the black wrap on the windows. So I'll do a little video. Okay, so I've managed to black the two windows. Just put a vinyl wrap over. I don't have the correct scraper, really, the flattening tool. I'll just show you. So they sent me this one. Normally I use the one with the felt on the corners, stops the scratching, but obviously in this case it doesn't really matter, as you're not going to see it anyway. So if you are going to do anything vinyl wise, make sure you get the little spreader thing with the felt on, stops you scratching the outside, if you're going to see it, that is. Otherwise it doesn't really matter, but it was for free, so I'm not complaining. So yeah, managed to get that. Bit faffy because it's lost my words. A curve. There we go. So yeah, a bit faffy because of that. And I had to do the first one again because I accidentally took a chunk out of it and you could see through. But that's what trial and error is, I suppose. So yeah, last thing to do for today then is to insulate that middle bit with the foam and put the foil on the top, then we should be done for today.